your resident road safety expert, back again for another Q&A. Thank you very much for tuning in. We love those questions. Keep them coming in. And as I always say with my trusty subscribe pillow, please hit the button that looks a bit like this down there. Get us that support and love to that 1,000 subscriber mark. We'll love you forever. All right, let's get into today's question. So we have a couple of our mobility harnesses here for today's question. We've got them just so you can see what we're trying to talk about, because today's question is around seatbelts and the mobility harnesses. So I've got two styles here, and as many people know in the industry, we are quite known for our mobility harness range. We do quite a fair bit in the industry. We have a huge range of postural support harnesses, like this Careva one here, and its whole family of harnesses, and this one being the Carfix mobility engineering harness as well, and this one is a behavioural support harness, and we have a bunch of ones that are in betweeners as well, which we've got videos to those in our video series. Today's question is around the seatbelts. So as we've shown in previous videos, harnesses in the mobility and disability industry are not restraints. They do not replace the function of a seatbelt. So we do need to use the seatbelt on top of the harness, right? And this is quite a well-known and widely known fact within the industry. So in response to this fact, what's happened is one of the clients has contacted us and basically asked, because of the specific needs of their end user or their client, what they've asked is, can this seatbelt actually go underneath the harness, not on top of the harness? So over the top of the harness is how we work, and underneath is basically typically not, I guess, how you would normally do it. The long and short of it is basically no, you can't put it underneath. The reason why is because on top it is a free path seatbelt, and the seatbelt is being positioned onto the right parts of the body. A seatbelt is not just there to hold you into the vehicle. A seatbelt is there to distribute the forces of an accident onto the hard bony sections of our body, and to the large bony sections of our body. So our shoulders are nice, large, strong areas, and our hips as well. So the seatbelt goes across our hips, across our chest, onto our shoulders. So in the event of an accident, the seatbelt does hold you into the car, but its main function is actually not that. Its main function is in that force of an accident, which sometimes can be 30, 40 times the weight of your body. That force is supposed to be spread onto the big, hard, bony sections of your body to kind of get your body to have a bit of a chance of absorbing some of that force. So if I bring the harness, the seatbelt underneath the harness, what that's going to do, and I'll show you with this one, it's going to be a bit easier to see, it's going to completely distort the path of the harness. So if I've got this here, and I might have it sort of a slightly different way, but if let's say I go underneath, like this, now we're going to have to use a little bit of imagination in this case, because it's not a full seated person, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm saying here. So what I've got here is the harness going underneath this strap, right? I've got a completely deviated path here. I've got the belt, which is potentially going to start impacting against the abdomen, which is very, very dangerous. Up here also, against the abdomen as well. And over here, distorted away from the shoulder and starting to slip towards the edge as well. So you have a major potential danger that's going to be brewing in this scenario by the distorted straps. So if we do have to do it this way because of some kind of medical reason, there is a possibility, but we might need to look at it from a case-by-case basis, maybe look at adjusting some of the straps, maybe even modifying the harness to suit this person and their needs to get the seatbelt to sit in the best possible way, in the right possible way. If the seatbelt is not sitting on the bony parts of the body, it's effectively sort of useless. There's really not really that much of a point of putting it on, because it's going to be very, very dangerous if it's not. So yeah, the long and short of it is we don't want to be going underneath and distorting straps. What we want to do is put one device on and then put the other device on as well. The other thing also, which is not as much of a downside because you've already got lots of straps, so you've already got that issue, but the other potential issue is having a seatbelt underneath here means that in the event of an accident, if I want to get out in an emergency, if I just unclick that, it's not going to come undone. I might have to sort of be untangling seatbelts and things, and that could get all tangled up in my harness while I'm trying to eject someone which is already harnessed and already has extra things on there. So that's one extra thing which I could click, and instead of it flying out of the way, it's kind of tied up within the harness as well. So because of those reasons, the recommendation and the advice is no, do not go underneath the harness unless there is a really, really pressing medical need, and then contact us or your installer, and basically we can work on what kind of compromises we need to make in which part of the field so we can get it to work in as safe as possible way. All right, so hopefully that helps with the question around the harness and whether the seatbelt should go under the harness or above. Thanks very much for tuning in. As always, hit that subscribe button down there. We'd love to get your support to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and we'll see you next time.